My name is Cathy Madavan. I wasn't actually brought up knowing much about Jesus. We weren't a family that went to church or anything. I was pretty convinced that Easter was Hot Cross Monday and Easter Egg Day. I didn't have much clue that it was more than that. And it wasn't actually until I got to university that people began to explain to me a little bit more about the truth of who Jesus was and is. And I got to university really feeling very low and a bit desperate after some difficult years at home with my parents splitting up and some other tough stuff happening. So I got to university as a young adult, not really having those foundations of unconditional love in my life, and I felt incredibly insecure and started sinking really as a result. But somebody at university started to tell me the truth about God and told me how God's love for me was so massive and unconditional that he would give everything for me, and that Jesus would die in order for me to be reconciled to God, so that everything I'd ever done wrong, all the bad stuff that had happened in my life, could be wiped clean and I could know God. And he was this amazing heavenly Father that loved me unconditionally and would never let me down. And I just thought this was incredible truth. I couldn't understand how this reality was there and that no one had told me before. Like, why wouldn't you tell people this incredible truth? I remember sitting at a golf course and just saying to God, if this is true, if this is real, then, you know, I need to know this. And an old guy actually walked past and sat next to me and said he hoped he didn't mind me listening to him, but he just returned from Africa as a missionary, and as he walked past me, he really felt God prompt him to say to me that he loved me. Well, I couldn't believe God had sent this messenger to me, and I just ran back to the chaplaincy and found the chaplain and said, let me do whatever I need to do. I'll pray, I'll do whatever it takes to know you. And I became a Christian, and to be honest with you, that was utterly life-changing for me. It was as if God began to put these foundations of unconditional love back in my life. I knew I was valued and that God would never let me down. And since then, I think he's been slowly doing that, reforming, rebuilding, transforming work in me. And it's my joy and pleasure really to then ask other people, do you know him? Do you know Jesus? Because this is what he does in us. He recreates our life and gives us that foundation of love and security and hope for this life and the next life too. And it's a privilege to know him, and I can't imagine not knowing him now.